down the Hunter Biden laptop, okay? They didn't want anyone to know about it, and something like 52% of Americans voted said it would have changed their votes in a very close election. Now we've got them doing the same thing before a midterm, hiding what the Department of Justice and the White House knew. And they are now, like, they're gaslighting the American people. And finally, I think that it is worth asking how and why this story is breaking now. Is this some of the Dems who don't want Joe Biden to run? Everybody's known about this for months in Washington. Now are they leaking it so they can say, you know what? The motive right here is we're going to tank Joe Biden and get him the hell out.
Do you find that suspicious, Geraldo?
You mean the timing of this?
Timing, and maybe the Democrats have their fingers in it?
Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry that I am so scornful of this story. I think that it is a big waste of time. I think that you should scold both of these guys. You should revoke their library cards. It is absolute. And let's get on with life. All of this hubris, all of this energy, all of this money, this special counsels. I predict that you're going to see the special counsel. It's going to be like a sparkler on July 4th. It's going to go, and then it's going to be start burning down, and then it's going to, then they'll be on to some other.
So you're saying Trump or Biden, nothing's going to happen?
I think nothing should happen. I'm not saying nothing is going to happen. I think that when you examine what is this exactly? What happened here? The presidents of the United States took some stuff they thought was theirs because they wanted to ego stroke or write a book, whatever it was. He was vice president, not a president. He was vice president enough. And then they,
it's a legal term.
And then they just kept them and ignored them. And how many people have boxes that you put in the garage and you leave them there and they get wet? And then you step on them,
documents in them?
And that box, believe me, that box is in the, well, I think boxes and garages are an indication of how important the vice president thought this was.
Well, he said he takes it very seriously. Our boxes in a garage getting wet, taking it seriously, Geraldo.
I think that I do not take it seriously. I'm sorry. I will sit and
Washington, D.C.
I will watch all of your rage.
I'm not.
And all of the emotion.
I'm not rageful.
And all of the engagement that you're seeking.
Because we're talking about China right now. We're talking about the Ukraine.
We're not talking about that.
Yes, we are. And Joe Biden is running over.
You see the cable news today? You're not talking about that.
Oh, really?
You're talking about this. You're talking about this.
These documents are about the Ukraine. Joe Biden goes to meet with the Ukrainian prime minister and president 4 days before President Trump takes office. What's that about? What kind of deals do they have cooking?
Geraldo doesn't have an answer to that. Tyrus, do you have any answers?
You know what? I have been watching just riveting journalism on your show. And last night, you created an epiphany in my head, and you tied this all together in one nice little bow. Judge Jeanine, you are correct. They are all connected to one thing. What is the one thing in common? Hunter Biden. The big guy probably didn't know who had those classified documents because he gave his son one job: get rid of the stuff that connects to the big guy. And he was supposed to throw the gun in the garage, and he was supposed to put the documents in the trash. He had one job.
And leave the cannoli.
And unfortunately, yes, he messed it up. And he hit it. He had access. We know how many times he's been to the White House to see the big guy. We're seeing all the connections, and all this in a tight bow is going to lead to the indictment of Hunter for what he did, which will then, to your point, scorn the little girl that he made take a bus when she didn't want to. Kamala, revenge is best served cold. So it all comes at night. He will pardon his son and resign. Kamala gets a thing in one tight little bow.
Oh, wow.
You know what bothers?
That would be one special moment.
Laptop. We've got